Have you ever felt stuck staring at a massive to do list, unsure where to start? Well, you're not alone. Procrastination isn't about being lazy, it's often rooted in emotions like fear or uncertainty or just feeling overwhelmed. But today, I'll show you a simple mindset shift that will make tackling big tasks a lot easier. And make sure you do stick around because by the end, you'll walk away with a clear system to break down any overwhelming task and actually make progress. If we haven't met yet, I'm Marianne, and through my own planning, habit tracking, well being, and self care, I hope you can get inspiration and ideas for your own planning. So don't just use your planners and planning tools for your to dos and task appointments, bills to pay. Also, use it as a way to look after yourself. Add some self care time in there. So, if you're having those overwhelming or anxious days, it can help you get back on track to doing the things that matter most to you. So, if you are needing that bit of inspiration and a nice friendly guidance, you are in the right place. So, let us go. Procrastination is a little bit sneaky. It's not just about putting things off. It's often our brain's way of just avoiding discomfort. Maybe we might fear failing or we don't know exactly where to start with our tasks. And maybe the task is just too big to even know where to begin. According to Ali Abdaal's book, Feel Good Productivity, procrastination actually is driven by emotions like fear or uncertainty or just overwhelm. And it's so much easier to stay still, sit on the couch, and do nothing than actually make that first step. So the emotions drive us more than we actually realize. But here's the thing, what we see as one big task is actually a collection of smaller tasks that just need a little bit more structure. And that is where today's strategy comes in. David Allen's book, How to Get Things Done, he explains that any task that require more than one actionable step is just a project. If we take a moment to shift our mindset to see things this way, this is going to be a lot more manageable. Being able to manage it, it's going to help provide us with clarity. Instead of just one big task, you get to see what needs to be done. Also, it will help reduce the overwhelm. Thinking of big tasks as projects with small actionable tasks in it, it's just going to help it reduce the overwhelm. And then, of course, it's going to also build motivation because each small step creates progress. What we're going to do is we're going to put this into action today. Now, I'm going to use an example of mine. I am looking for a full-time job outside of the home. It's a huge, huge task for me. I haven't been working outside of the home for the last 6 years. So it's a daunting task. And so today, what I want to do is use my example of looking for a full-time job outside of the home as a way for you to follow along. In your case, like I said, think of one big task that you haven't quite made any movement on yet, and then follow along. Instead of seeing it as one massive task, we're going to break it down today into a project with lots and lots of small steps until we get to our desired outcome. Now, to make it even easier, I created a printable download that I call a projects list. This is a printable download in A5 size, but you can also use it for other planner size like Happy Planner Classic or letter size. So I've created this printable project management tool that will lay out the step-by-step breakdown. You can use it for job hunting, big work projects, or even personal goals. So you can use this projects list to break down that task, and I'm going to walk you through how to use it right now. At the top here, I have target start date, actual start date, target end date, and actual end date. And then we have a project outcome, and then all the next action steps that we need to do to get to our desired outcome. What you want this project to look like at the end is what the outcome is. What do you need to envision? So for me, instead of just saying look for a job, my ultimate outcome or desired end result is get a full-time job. So really, really important that you are being specific on what you want the outcome, because if you are vague about it, then you won't know the exact small steps you need to take to get there. And then what we're going to do is, once we know the specific outcome, then we can take the steps towards how to get there. Now, if this concept is new to you, I do actually have a full breakdown on how to structure your task using this project list. I have it in the description right now. It's called Tasks versus Projects and Getting Things Done Using a Project List. So it's going to walk you through exactly how to take big, overwhelming tasks and turn them into actionable steps. So if you do want to dive deeper into how I use this projects list, definitely check out that video, because it has helped me so much break and beat the procrastination when I feel overwhelmed when a new task or a big task comes my way. So now let's get back into breaking things down into smaller tasks. Each of these is for one project at a time. If you need more, if you have lots and lots of action steps, you can just continue it to the next box. Target start date. Well, I want to be looking for a full-time job now. So today is the 13th of March, 2025. So that's when I would like to start, and I probably will start today. Essentially, I would like to find a job within the next 2 weeks by the 27th of March. Same thing now if you are following along. So for the moment, if you don't have this projects list, just write down on your notepad or in your planner or a blank piece of paper, when is the ideal time you would like to start on this project, and when do you want to have the outcome or desired result finished by. The reason why you want to put target start and end date versus actual start and end date is then you can then see your progress. So if you know you should have started on the 13th and you did, that's a big tick. We want to be tallying wins in our days, wins when we are tackling big projects. Or if you are a little bit behind, then you can go and course correct, pivot. It just gives you like a progress bar of where you should be at based on when you said you'll start and when you'll finish. So not only is it a great progress tracker, it will help motivate you to keep going if you're on time, or to course correct if you are a little bit behind. So that's why it's important to have those as well. Having a clear start and finish with any project is always a great progress bar. Let's keep going. So my project outcome is get a full-time job by end of March. Again, in David Allen's book, Getting Things Done, the project outcome refers to a desired result or goal that you want to achieve from this project or this big task. It's the end result you envision. And then when you set out to complete it and do your task, you know when you have crossed the finish lines. This outcome should be specific, actionable, and clearly defined. What are the first things I need to do? First of all, I need to go and figure out my strengths and my skills. Identify my strengths and skills The reason for this is I need to know how I can match all the things, my knowledge, my expertise, my experience, so then I can look for jobs that will fit there. I need to know how to narrow the search myself. Next step, I need to research job titles or roles that aligns with my skills. Again, if you are following along, your task or project doesn't have to be work related. It can be personal. Breaking it down will help reduce the overwhelm. Remember, the project doesn't necessarily mean you have to get everything done in one go. And that's why sometimes we do procrastinate, is we think that for it to be done, we got to do it all in one move. No, break it down and fit it within your lifestyle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at job listings to understand what's available and the skills required. Because this is a huge task, all I got to do is just continue on. So I'll put an arrow here. So this I don't need to do because I'm going to continue it from there. All right. So the next one is, well, I better update my resume. I don't think I've touched my resume since 2018. Update resume and then probably create cover letter. Can you see how by breaking things down, I don't have to worry about the next step until I get to it? Because if I try and figure out, well, what do I need to do when that happens? What do I need to do when I'm up to this stage? All I'm doing is creating anxiety that's unnecessary until I need to get there. Or if I don't know what to do when I'm there, I'll figure it out then. Why worry about it twice? Worrying about it now and then worrying about it again when you get to that point. So by breaking down your big task into small actionable steps, you reduce the overwhelm, you reduce the anxiety, you reduce the fear. Let's get to that when we get to that point. So then the next one maybe is network, reach out to contacts and see what's out there, let people know, and then I can look at job search. So see how breaking it down makes things so much clearer, provides that clarity. And then of course, send out my applications and then make sure to tailor my resume and my cover letter for each one. And then I can submit. So that's it I need to do first to get a full-time job, is do those steps. And then when I get an interview, guess what I'll do? I'll create another projects list. Now, instead of just finding a new job, I have a clear plan and every little win. So once I start actioning these and completing them, that's a little win towards getting closer to my desired outcome. This now, there's so many different small tasks that I know I'm able to move through them, tick them, complete them. Dopamine hits, brain then goes, oh, we like this. Let's do the next task. And then that will help build momentum. And you are going to be more motivated because you are seeing progress. Now we've broken things down. The key is to now integrate these steps into our daily life, into a daily planner or into our weekly planner. So here's how it's going to work. This projects list is part of my Get Things Done planner bundle printable that has the list of stuff, a projects list, and the someday maybe. And I use David Allen's methodology of how to get things done, of capturing what's in your head, putting it down on paper, and then going from there. It is in A5, but if you have Happy Planner Classic or letter size or big Happy Planner, all you got to do is change the paper size in your printer preference. So how do I start integrating this into my daily life? Well, I pop it in my planner. So what I would do is then you're going to incorporate these small actionable tasks into your daily or weekly planner. Now, you do not have to do all of this all at once. The whole point of breaking it down into small, actionable, manageable tasks is that you are not putting too much pressure on yourself to get everything done right now. Just take that first small step. And then you can decide, you know what, I finished that early. I maybe can fit another thing that's on the list today. But if not, that's okay. I'll do it tomorrow. So let's have a look. So for Friday, what's my first steps? Identify my strengths and my skills. I actually have already started looking at that. So then I'm going to make sure that's going to be a top priorities. List my skills and experience. I have now moved one of those small actionable steps from my projects list into my page that I go and tick off. The next one is research job titles and roles that align. So then once I've done that, I'm going to review roles that I desire. So the ones that I would like to begin with, I'm going to have a look and then start saving them or starring them. So then that way I can come back to them. So that's all I got to do tomorrow. And guess what? That's all I got to do and concentrate on. If I get them done, maybe the next thing I do is look at job listings or update my resume or create a cover letter. Whatever the next step is in my projects list. When we are looking at big tasks and then we've broken it down into small actionable pieces and then start to chip only at one thing at a time, we are going to focus on our progress, not perfections. If you do feel stuck, if you have a task and then you go, oh, I don't know what to do, I just feel stuck, take that task and break it down even more. Simplify it even further. And then just start a new little projects list box. So what I'll do is, so then I know I don't get confused, is I'm going to highlight these two boxes. So then I know it is for one project. Once I complete this task here, so let's say list my skills and expertise, I can cross it off, or I can use my little Hobonichi basic stencil and then I could go and mark it off. So there you go, mark it off. Now this is a Pilot Friction Way erasable gel pen because I haven't completed it yet. All I gotta do is erase it, it's gone. So that's in my Amazon US storefront affiliate link. Simplify it even further if you are feeling stuck. Big tasks can be really overwhelming. Progress happens when one small step at a time is taken. So if you ever feel stuck, just go back to the first small action. You've got this. If you find this video helpful, make sure to tap that like button so then I know you're enjoying it. If you do find yourself moving tasks from week to week or even month to month, ask yourself, is this important at the moment? It probably is important, but if you find that you're moving it and you have already broken it down and still not doing it, it's just probably not a top priority right now. And then that's when you can move it to your someday maybe list. Things that you want to do that you don't know when to do or what the outcome is, or you go, you know what, I've been procrastinating on this for a while. Maybe I'll just remove it off my list rather than make me anxious about it, moving it day in, day out, week in, week out. Let me just put in the someday maybe. And then once a month, review your someday maybe list and go, anything on there that I may be able to tackle this month? And then move it. Don't sit on something that's making you feel anxiety. Let me know in the comments, what big task are you working on right now? Or what's one task that's on your to-do list that have you been moving from one planner page to the next planner page to the next month to the next month? And remember how I mentioned a mindset shift is so important? Your brain resists big, vague tasks. When you break things down, your brain sees progress, not pressure. So the brain, when it sees small, actionable, manageable, specific tasks, it sees is progress, not pressure. Try this out. Break your big task into small, actionable tasks. If you need a planner printable, I've got my Get Things Done planner printable download in the link below. Let me know how it goes for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I will see you again next time. Bye, plannerettes. Bye-bye.